Hello guys, welcome to Globalfinx SBR classes. So before we start with our syllabus, I want to explain you guys what SBR is all about, what are the strategies that you need to follow, how you should plan your studies, what parts of your syllabus area are examinable, what is your exam structure and various other introductory topics, right? So first of all, SBR, Strategic Business Reporting. So, as you guys might have known that previously this paper was called as P2, Corporate Reporting. Now, P2 Corporate Reporting has been changed to SBR, Strategic Business Reporting. Now, the first question that I would like to ask the students, and as I want you to understand and appreciate, is the difference between corporate reporting and strategic business reporting. The major difference is corporate reporting P2 paper was more concerned about the reporting aspects of the business. How do we prepare consolidated financial statements? How do we address various accounting standards? How do we implement those accounting standards while preparing the financial statements? Right, the entire syllabus area of corporate reporting and the examination pattern was more focused on the reporting aspects, that is basically preparation of financial statements, using the financial information or using the transactions and recording them in the books. So it was mostly concerned with recording and reporting. Whereas when the paper has been shifted and renamed as strategic business reporting, the entire paradigm has changed. Now the examination is more focused on the strategic aspects of the reporting, and by strategic aspects I mean that how financial reporting is going to be applied in your real life scenarios. Mostly SBR is concerned with real life practicability cases, and apart from just reporting, SBR is also more about knowing what is happening in the market, knowing what are the recent advancement or what are the recent changes that are there in the financial reporting world. Do you guys have idea about what is happening in the real financial world, like bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, how they are going to impact your business? As a matter of fact, recently, like 1 or 2 attempts back, a question was framed in the examination talking about cryptocurrency accounting, right? So SBR is all about being updated. It is all about being a consultant. It's all about being an ACCA, to be very honest, because this is the last paper of your ACCA where you will be concerned with journal entries or transactions, ledger, P&L, balance sheet, all these items. Because as you are in SBR, it means that you are already done with your FR. So once financial reporting and SBR is done, after that you will be left with, maybe I'm presuming that this is your first professional level paper. Even in that case, you will be left with SBL, which has nothing to do with reporting, APM, nothing to do with reporting, AFM, completely financial aspect, AAA, completely auditing and assurance related aspect. Yes, audit and assurance needs knowledge of standards as such, but it is not reporting, right? And at the same time, taxation has literally nothing to do with financial reporting. So SBR is the last paper where you guys are concerned with financial statements, where you are concerned with financial reporting standards. So this is the area where ACCA wants to test your wholesome knowledge. Like, do you have a holistic idea about the entire financial reporting standards? We don't want to nitpick. Like, is this student particularly expertised in this particular standard or not? No, we don't want to know that. Absolutely no. You know, to be very honest with you guys, SBR is more about breadth rather than depth. Repeating again, SBR is more about breadth rather than depth. So if you have a comprehensive idea about all the standards, rather than having in-depth analysis of a few standards, you are more having an advantageous situation. So always remember, yes, understanding the entire standard, going to the depth and the roots of it is absolute necessity for your knowledge purpose. So in the regular classes, as you move on and you watch the regular lectures, I will be covering the depth of every standard. I'll be going into each and every word of the financial reporting. Every definition will be very exhaustively discussed, like Lisa's definition. Since it has been already recorded, I can tell you that only IFRS 16 lease, definition of lease has been discussed for almost all 40 minutes in your regular lectures, right? So you can understand how intensively, how much depth we are going to cover in the syllabus. But what I expect you, or what I want you to do is, in the regular lectures, understand the depth of the subject, appreciate the knowledge, but when you're preparing for the examination, don't go nitpicking each and every point. Rather than that, have a holistic idea about the entire standard, right? All the standards together. Have the cover the entire breadth of the syllabus, even if you are not comfortable with, let's say, IFRS 9 financial instruments, loss allowances, cash flow hedging. You are not comfortable in that area. It's okay. It's okay. Make sure that you have a basic idea about that, at least a vague idea about that, and you have the comprehensive knowledge of the entire standards. That is short technique for passing the SBR examination. As some of you might already know, we have near 100% results. Unfortunately, it's not 100%, it is near 100%, because one student has missed clearing SBR with 1 mark. I'll not obviously tell the name of the student. He scored 49, and SBR was his first paper because he got 9 papers exemption. So that is not a reason that I'm giving you, but yes, he's the only student who have not cleared SBR examination. My students I'm talking about, and I have been teaching SBR since the first time SBR was implemented in ACCA, to be very honest, right? So having said that, our record is absolutely crazy, and I want to keep it up. I want to maintain that track record. So I'm expecting that you guys also will be able to clear your examination, not to maintain my track record, but for your future progress and your success of ACCA examinations. Having said that, let's start with SBR examination, right? So as you guys already know, SBR is business reporting. So it is going to talk about various accounting standards. So it covers all the international financial reporting standards, excepting a few standards which are not practically applicable as of now, like IFRS 17 insurance contracts, IFRS 4 previous insurance contracts, and similarly IFRS 12 disclosures relating to control and other entities, basically investment in other entities. So there are certain standards which are not exhaustively tested for SBR, right? So we have already shared with you in your regular class notes what are the examinable documents for SBR. I'm going to again cover that. Don't worry about that. Okay. So now your examination, SBR exam, will be a 3-hour 15-minute examination. Okay, no reading time or nonsense. 3-hour 15 minutes effectively you can utilize to write your examination. Okay, some people say that 15 minutes reading time is there. No reading time and all. 3 hours 15 minutes efficiently and effectively you can utilize for writing your examination. So your exam is basically divided into 2 sections, section A and section B. Usually, I'm telling again, usually section A has 2 questions. First question usually comes out of consolidated financial statements, and by consolidated financial statements we don't want you to prepare consolidated P&L, consolidated SOFP. Not required. You have already done that in financial reporting. IFRS 3, IFRS 10, preparation of consolidated financial statements, calculation of goodwill, partial goodwill method or proportionate valuation method, full goodwill method or fair value goodwill method. All this nonsense you have already done in your financial reporting. Here at strategic business reporting paper, you are not expected to prepare the consolidated financial statements. Rather, you are expected to give working notes. And by working notes, I mean that, an example situation I'll tell you. They'll give you how goodwill has been calculated by the accountant, what accounting treatment was followed, and what is expected out of you. Usually they'll do wrong accounting treatment. You have to recalculate the actual goodwill and pass the rectification entries, not just the primary entries. So you have to first analyze what they have done, and you have to first rectify that mistake. Then you have to pass the correct entry as well. So that is what the structure of consolidated questions will be all about. Right? That is just one example. Similarly, non-controlling interest wrongly calculated, or else fair value adjustments as per IFRS 3 could be given, goodwill calculation. Any accounting standard can be tested along with consolidation, like IAS 12, your deferred tax related adjustments can be given, IAS 21 foreign exchange related adjustments can be given, which goes to OCI, which goes to P&L. Such kind of questions or adjustments will be covered along with the consolidated financial statements. You don't need to prepare consolidated FS in SBR examination. Okay, and I'm saying this is usually the case because in the first SBR examination they have tested cash flow statement. So yeah, we cannot give you a guarantee, though your textbooks like Kaplan and BPP say that first question should come from consolidated, but there is a possibility that the question might be from any other area of your syllabus as well. And the second question is again covers various standards, usually IAS 16 or else IAS 40 or else it could be IAS 38, IAS 36. I am hoping that you know the standard numbers in your financial reporting. Even if you don't know, don't worry, because when I teach the respective standard, I make sure that you remember the standard number repeatedly, because every time I quote a topic like property, plant and equipment, I never quote PPE. I'll always say IAS 16 PPE. Intangible assets, I'll always say IAS 38 intangible assets, IAS 36 impairment. Like this, every time I quote a standard, I give it with the number so that you will remember it, right? Anyways, usually your second question comes from standards plus ethical issue, or ethical issue is almost all mandatory, but sometimes they might also replace ethical issue with additional performance measures. So section A is for 50 marks and section B is for 50 marks. Although your examination is only for 96 marks, yes, you have heard me right, your examination questions will be 96 marks and you will be awarded something called as professional marks for 4 marks, getting your total to 100 marks. Now, what is this professional marks all about? How well did you structure your answer? How well did you demonstrate your knowledge of accounting standards? How well did you use the technical jargon? Were you comfortable with referring to the concerned standard or not? Did you did you exercise or did you demonstrate comprehensive knowledge of all the standards, or were you pinpointed or focused only on one certain area of the standard? Like, suppose there is an element which is talking about valuation of PPE. While you are valuing PPE, you should also know that IFRS 13 fair valuation will be concerned, IAS 36 impairment shall be concerned, IAS 16 valuation techniques should be concerned. So like this, are you able to connect the dots with different standards or not? That is something that you should understand. Okay, for that we will be awarded 4 marks for professional presentation, right? Usually these questions either come for 25 into 2 or 30 plus 25. Okay, usually 30 and 25 will be the marks, but sometimes 25 and 25 marks also can be awarded. I'm including the professional presentation as well. Okay, including the professional presentation, I'm telling you. 2 marks for professional presentation in section A, 2 marks in section B as well. Section B usually covers your rest of the standards only. Mostly IFRS 15, IFRS 16, IFRS 9, these kind of standards are expected to be tested. But in March 2020, the recent examination, majority of the questions were revolving around IAS 37, provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets, right? Yeah, there is a huge possibility that a selected area of the syllabus might be tested for you guys. So yes, you need to keep it in your mind. Now, coming to SBR and also current issues. Current issues is one of those areas which is always a hot topic for SBR. Current issues, without testing from current issues, you won't get an SBR question paper. Trust me on that. Okay, ethical conflict, additional performance measures and current issues. Out of this, definitely 2 areas will be tested for SBR. It's not something that ACCA has pronounced as such, but that is based upon the past experience. Okay, now what resources are you expected to follow for SBR, sir? How can I make sure that I'll clear SBR examination for sure? Foolproof technique I'm going to give you. First one, watch all lectures with concentration. Lectures with concentration. Like Shah Rukh Khan, Shiddat Wala Pyar. Huh? So you should have concentration, maintain running notes. Yes, you will get the notes by syncing with OneNote application with your email ID, but still maintain your own copy of running notes. It is going to help you a lot, right? Always make sure that you are writing the running notes. And next one is, when you are listening to the lectures, if you have any doubt, immediately text me. Immediately, don't procrastinate it. Like, don't think that okay fine, I'll note it down somewhere and I'll ask sir all the doubts at the same time. Never do that. You are watching the lecture on the spot. If you are having a doubt, immediately pause the lecture there, type it on WhatsApp and send it. If it is too lengthy to type, send me a voice note also. No problem, no problem. I'm not making a promise or not guaranteeing you that I'll immediately reply, but I'm telling you that as soon as you have a doubt in the lecture, immediately post it to me on WhatsApp. Don't procrastinate. Okay, and make sure that you are getting the conceptual clarity. Never ever in SBR paper for my lectures, never ever be satisfied. Okay, you should always be happy with the lecture. You should always be contented with the lecture. Never just go with okay, this is satisfactory. Never go there. Never go there. Okay, satisfactory is not good enough for us. Good is not good enough. Good is not good enough if you are best at something. So never satisfy for good. Always try for the better and best. Okay. So unless you have 100% conceptual clarity, don't move on to the next topic. Okay. That is the these are the topics or these are the points you should keep in mind while attending the lectures. Okay. Next one. Preparation. This is the area where 90% of the students do wrong. Definitely they do mistake in the preparation strategy, because what they'll do is first they'll complete all the lectures, then they'll take their SBR, Kaplan or BPP, whatever study text they're following. They'll take the study text and they'll read the entire study text. Then they'll go to exam kit and start doing the exam questions. Never do that. Never ever do that. What you will do is preparation should be in this sequence: lecture, study text, and questions of that area. Okay, for each topic of your syllabus, suppose IAS 16 property, plant and equipment lecture you are watching today. So immediately once you are done with the lecture, immediately take the study text of that particular, whatever book you are following, absolutely no problem. Kaplan, BPP. See, our classes are so comprehensive that we cover both the textbooks. Okay, I'm saying that we cover much more than the textbooks, to be honest. But still, if you have the reference as Kaplan or BPP, you can be assured that I cover both the books. Okay, I actually teach directly from the IFRS.org extracts of standards that we download. But still, I can assure you that there could not be anything more in your textbooks than what is not covered in IFRS bare standards, right? And having said that, this is the second thing for you to do: lectures and then preparation. And the third one is most important one is comprehensive understanding. So how do you get comprehensive understanding of the standards? That is basically solving questions which are examination questions. This can be made sure by giving mock exams, previous question papers, reading examiners' comments on which areas the students usually do mistakes. How can you make sure that you are not repeating those mistakes? Okay, and before you do this, there are certain, additional resources that you need to refer to. Apart from your books, there are certain additional resources. So what are the additional resources? These are much more important than your books, to be very honest. I can assure you that if you have watched all my lectures and understood the conceptual clarity, repeating again, conceptually clear about all the topics of a SBR syllabus after watching the lectures, and you haven't gone through the exam kit or study text as such, but you have the conceptual clarity of all the standards, and you are conveniently completed all the additional resources that I'm going to refer now, you will pass the exam. You will pass the exam. conceptual clarity plus additional resources. Yes, there are high probabilities that you will pass the exam. Doesn't mean that you will definitely pass. You need to prepare to be foolproof, but yes, there are chances. Okay. So what are the additional resources that you need to prefer? Technical articles. I can't, stress on the importance of these technical articles. I cannot stress enough on how important the technical articles are, because it has been seen that very high number of times we have seen that technical articles are a important area for examination questions. So many times ACCA do this, like in AFM examination, a first question for 50 marks was straight away taken from technical article that was very recently published before that exam. Similarly, in SBR, they keep doing it. Management commentary was tested in the first SBR examination, September 2018. And they keep doing that. They keep doing that. Every time technical articles are, so many times they are tested, they are repeated on a very frequent basis. So make sure that you are referring to all the technical articles. Then make sure that you are getting your knowledge from stock exchanges. This helps you in so many areas like derivatives, for example, forex, for example, and your IFRS 9, financial instruments, valuation. So all these areas are covered by having a good practical knowledge about the stock exchanges. This is not examination required. This will help you for your practical understanding of the syllabus. That's all. This is not important for your examination point of view. Don't worry about that. And next one is, make sure that you are registered on ifrs.org website, so that you can actually get the resources that are required. For example, conceptual framework, that is one of the key area of examination for SBR. So conceptual framework, see, yes, I cover that in the class. I have a separate 2 videos on conceptual framework alone, the definitions and other stuff, but it would always be good for you guys to actually refer to the original conceptual framework, the bare or the extracts that are published by IFRS, right? So always make sure that you are getting direct resources like sustainability reporting. Get it directly from the GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, right? So any topic that is covered, directly refer to the original resources rather than just reading at what is given in your textbooks. Okay, that gives you more comprehensive idea. So summing up, how do I make sure that I have a foolproof examination strategy? Lectures, preparation, and then comprehensive understanding by referring to technical articles, and then mock exams, previous question papers, examiners, comments. Do this, I'm assuring you that you will definitely pass your SBR exam. Not just pass, you can score amazing scores in your SBR. Okay, so I hope I have covered all the areas. Now what I'll be doing is, very quickly I'll switch to your SBR. Yeah, this is a previous question paper. Just give me a second. Yeah. So this is the document that is applicable for your examination, that is September 2020 to June 2021, right? So I'll very quickly go to the concerned area. This is all about introduction of ACCA and other stuff. So this is all irrelevant content for you as such. Yeah, see here. What is most important areas of your entire syllabus are actually structured into 5 parts. Fundamental ethical and professional principles. As I have already told you, ethical issues or ethical aspect, this is a definite area of examination for you. And then financial reporting framework, conceptual framework, then range of entries, basically your financial reporting standards, IFRS and IAS, then group entities, consolidated financial statements, interpretation of financial statements, which you have already completed in financial reporting. Then this is the current issues aspect of your syllabus. This is where global reporting initiative, sustainable reporting, integrated reporting, 6 capitals of integrated reporting, current issues, modifications to the standards, conceptual framework 2018 instead of conceptual framework 2010, which is remodified in 2013 in with an association between IASB and FASB. So all the topics are covered in this area of your syllabus, that is current issues or recent updates and changes in the financial reporting world, right? And yeah, this is all related to what are the syllabus areas, what standards are covered, all that index, basically kind of an index is given to you guys. And yeah, the recent syllabus changes are again, as I told you, only the current issues. Masi, this has been updated to demonstrate how the scenario might be construed and reflected contemporary current issues. Basically, they are talking about the current issues about policy changes, IAS 8, materiality, defined benefit plans, IAS 19, employee benefits, management commentary, one of the technical articles which I have already discussed, sustainability reporting, as I just told you directly from Global Reporting Initiative, you are expected to do that, right? These are the key areas of your syllabus. There are changes in. And now I want to tell you one most important point that is relevant for students giving their exam in September 2019, December 2019. Okay, fine. Let me just go like this. Um, September 2019 till June 2020. September, December, March, and June. These four attempts. For this four attempts, it is very, very, very important for you guys to understand COVID-19. Sir, what has coronavirus to do with us? Financial reporting. Understand, I'll tell you. COVID-19 impact on financial reporting. I'll just tell you a simple example. IAS 2, if we take inventory, is the basic standard, one of the basic standards, IAS 2 inventory. So because of coronavirus issue, there are so many inventories that are left with the businesses, like unsold stock, slow moving items. Then their realizable values could be depreciated. Like basically, you know that in IAS 2 we discuss the valuation of inventory to be lower of cost or net realizable value. What if because of coronavirus the markets are stagnant and the net realizable value of the item is decreased? So how that should be determined? How that should be presented in the financial statements? Should I normally treat it as a regular business operating loss, or should I have a separate accounting treatment for that? Is separate disclosure accepted, or is it practically applicable for treating exceptional items? All these points we are going to discuss. IAS 16 impairments could, IAS 36 impairments could be there in property, plant and equipment. IAS 16, there could be impairments of intangible assets. There could be revaluation for employee benefits under IAS 19. Right? There are so many areas of your syllabus which get affected by COVID-19. Fortunately or unfortunately for you guys, we have already shared for all the students who have already enrolled for SBR. Since you are already enrolled, you also will be able to download it from the extras folder of your Google Drive. Please understand, you are expected to download this from the extras folder from your Google Drive. Download these resources which we have already shared, right? So there is a document which talks about comprehensively about what are the changes that COVID-19 has to do with the financial reporting world. So I myself practically, personally, I'm expecting one question at least from this area. At least one question, not more than one question, definitely. One question I'm expecting from this area. That is basically COVID-19 and how it is going to impact your business. They might not directly say coronavirus or COVID-19, but rather they'll use something like a natural calamity, or else any pandemic or a flu or something like that. They'll replace the name obviously, but a question might be. There are high chances I'm expecting one question from this area, how it is going to impact your business, exceptional items basis reporting. Okay. So with that, I guess I'll conclude this particular session relating to the introduction of strategic business reporting. And please identify that I have already shared certain links with you guys on your class notes. So you just click on that link. These are directly from ACCA website itself. So you can just click these links and you can get access to the content concerned material. Okay. So stepping up from financial reporting, what changes are expected from a student when they are coming from financial reporting to SBR, approaching SBR, how to prepare, how to have your strategy, which I have already summarized as such, but still. And then similarly for June 2020 and September 21, the document which I have just shown you, what are the current changes, syllabus areas and other stuff, right? So yeah, let's wind up this session. Thank you guys.